Royal drama is nothing new, but what we're about to dive into takes the feud between Prince Harry and Prince William to an entirely new level. Reports suggest that behind closed doors, in a heated private moment, Harry screamed at William, yes, screamed, accusing him of something rooted in pure jealousy. Today, we're breaking down every detail of this alleged showdown, what triggered it, and what it reveals about the fractured bond between two brothers who were once inseparable. So grab your tea or maybe something stronger, because this is going to be explosive. Prince Harry screams at William over pure jealousy during heated private argument flashes across the screen with dramatic audio effects. Let's rewind for a moment. Before all the royal feuds, before the tell-all interviews, before Netflix documentaries, there were just two brothers, William and Harry. Growing up in the shadow of Princess Diana's tragic passing, they leaned on each other like no one else could understand. They promised to always have each other's backs. And for years, it looked like they meant it. But fast forward to today, and that bond looks shattered. According to insiders, the tension between William and Harry has reached boiling point, and at the center of it all, jealousy. Yes, jealousy, the very thing that may have pushed Harry to lose his temper in a way that stunned even those close to him. According to multiple reports, the private confrontation between Harry and William wasn't planned. It erupted during a discussion that was meant to be calm, but quickly spiraled into something far more heated. Sources claim the topic that set Harry off was status. William, as the heir to the throne, naturally sits in a position of power. Harry, the spare, has always been second in line, not just in succession, but often in public attention and family dynamics. For years, Harry has spoken about feeling like a backup, like someone who didn't truly matter in the grand scheme of the monarchy. And when William allegedly dismissed Harry's grievances or downplayed his struggles, Harry couldn't hold back. Witnesses describe it as one of the rawest, most emotional exchanges the brothers have ever had. Imagine years of frustration bubbling beneath the surface, the press comparing you to your brother every step of the way, the royal family treating one son as the golden child while the other struggles to carve out his own identity. That's the reality Harry lived in, so when he reportedly screamed at William, it wasn't just about one argument, it was the explosion of decades of resentment. He accused William of being dismissive, arrogant, and completely blind to the struggles Harry faced as the so-called spare. Some insiders even claim Harry shouted phrases like, "You never understood me, and you've always had everything handed to you," words dripping with bitterness and pain. William, stunned by the outburst, tried to defend himself, but the damage had already been done. This wasn't just a brotherly squabble, this was years of tension coming to the surface in the most dramatic way possible. So let's pause here. What exactly was Harry jealous of? It's not as simple as William having a better title or more press coverage. It's deeper. Think about it. William was always destined to be king. He had purpose, direction, and a clear path. Harry, meanwhile, had to watch from the sidelines. No matter what he did, military service, charity work, or global projects, he was always overshadowed by his brother. And then came Meghan Markle. Harry finally felt like he had something uniquely his own. A partner, a new life, a different vision. But even that, in his eyes, was constantly judged and compared. When William and Kate reportedly criticized Meghan, or when the palace seemed to give Meghan a colder reception, Harry saw it as yet another reminder that William would always come first. So when jealousy boiled over during their private argument, it wasn't just about titles or roles. It was about identity, validation, and Harry's desperate need to step out of his brother's shadow. Now, let's look at William's side. Those who know him describe him as reserved, calculated, and sometimes cold. While Harry is emotional and fiery, William tends to shut down during conflict. So how did William respond when Harry screamed at him? According to accounts, William tried to keep calm, but his tone quickly shifted. He allegedly reminded Harry of his duty, of the importance of the monarchy, and of the sacrifices that come with their roles. This, of course, only enraged Harry further, because from Harry's perspective, William wasn't listening, he was lecturing. The argument turned into a vicious cycle, Harry demanding empathy, William demanding duty. Neither side budged, and the shouting match only escalated. Now here's the kicker, this wasn't just a private argument between the two brothers in a locked room. Sources suggest that a few close aides and insiders were within earshot. Some even claim they saw part of the argument unfold. And let's just say, they were shocked. Royal arguments aren't exactly rare, but full-on screaming matches? That's another level. These witnesses reportedly described Harry's tone as boiling with rage, while William's was sharp and defensive. One insider even commented that it was the most unroyal moment they had ever seen, with both brothers dropping their polished facades and speaking like two angry siblings locked in a family feud. This brings us to the big question. Was this screaming match the breaking point? Some believe it was, that after this private argument, the brothers' relationship hit rock bottom. Remember, by this point, Harry had already stepped back from royal duties, moved to the United States, and given explosive interviews about the royal family. William, on the other hand, had been left to carry the weight of the monarchy alongside Kate. The tension was already unbearable. So when the argument escalated to this level, some insiders suggest it marked the moment when reconciliation became almost impossible. Sure, brothers fight, but when those fights are rooted in decades of resentment, jealousy, and public scandal, the wounds cut deeper than most family feuds ever could. And that's just the first half of this shocking story. In part 2, we'll unpack what happened after the screaming stopped, how Meghan reacted, what aides revealed behind the scenes, and why this private argument may shape the future of the monarchy itself. Trust me, it only gets more intense from here. So, do you think Harry's jealousy is justified, or is William simply doing his duty as the future king? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button and get ready for part 2 because the royal fireworks are just getting started. Sources close to the Sussexes suggest that Meghan played a critical role in the aftermath of this argument. According to some insiders, she wasn't present for the screaming match itself, but Harry confided in her shortly after. Those familiar with their relationship say Meghan validated Harry's feelings, reinforcing his belief that he had every right to stand up to William. In Meghan's eyes, Harry had long been silenced, overshadowed, and unfairly treated. So when he finally erupted, she reportedly told him it was proof he was finding his voice. But to the royal establishment, Meghan's influence was seen as gasoline on a fire already raging. Palace aides whispered that she encouraged Harry to break away further, making reconciliation with William nearly impossible. And this only deepened William's resentment, not just toward Harry, but toward Meghan as well. William's reaction after the argument was strikingly different. While Harry stormed off emotionally, William retreated into silence. Insiders say William was shaken, but not surprised. He had always known Harry carried deep resentment, but hearing it screamed in his face made it undeniable. Instead of fighting back with equal emotion, William reportedly shut down, processing the situation in private with Kate by his side. Kate, known for her calm and diplomatic nature, supposedly encouraged William to take the high road, but make no mistake, Kate has not forgotten Meghan's perceived slights and Harry's public attacks. So while she may have soothed William's anger in the moment, she too reportedly believed that Harry had crossed a line that could not be undone. When word of the screaming match reached palace officials, their response was predictable: control the narrative. The monarchy survives on perception. Public spats are embarrassing enough, but the idea of one prince screaming at the future king? That's a nightmare! Aides scrambled to make sure nothing leaked directly, though whispers inevitably spread. Behind the scenes, advisors to King Charles were torn. Some believed a firm hand was needed. Harry must be reined in. Others urged Charles to intervene personally to heal the rift before it spiraled further, but as we've seen time and time again, Charles often avoids direct confrontation, leaving the brothers to stew in their resentment. This hands-off approach only worsened the divide. Harry's outburst might have given him temporary relief, but insiders say it left him emotionally drained. After years of bottling up frustration, he had finally let William know exactly how he felt, raw, unfiltered, and loud. But did it make things better? Not at all. In fact, some say Harry felt even more isolated afterward. The palace was closing ranks around William, Meghan was viewed with suspicion, and Harry's reputation within the family was sinking fast. For Harry, the argument became another piece of evidence in his ongoing narrative, that he was the scapegoat, the outsider, the one never truly accepted by his own family. And that belief drove him further away from reconciliation. For William, the argument wasn't just about his brother, it was about the institution he represents. As the future king, William carries the burden of stability. To him, Harry's outburst wasn't just sibling rivalry, it was a threat to the monarchy's unity. Kate, ever the peacemaker in public, reportedly became more protective of William after the incident. She viewed Harry's anger as not just unfair, but dangerous, because it dragged William into the mud at a time when he needed to project strength. The couple doubled down on their roles as the steady, reliable face of the monarchy, but behind the polished smiles, insiders say the memory of Harry's screaming still lingers, a reminder that the family's divisions are far from healed. One of the most fascinating parts of this feud is the difference between what the public sees and what happens behind closed doors. To the world, William and Harry were once the image of brotherly love, walking together behind Diana's coffin, attending events side by side, and laughing in interviews. But behind the palace walls, tension brewed for years. The screaming match ripped the mask off, exposing the raw truth. These brothers are not united, and jealousy runs deep. It's a stark reminder that royal life, for all its glamour, is riddled with personal battles just like any other family, only magnified by global scrutiny. So where does this leave the brothers now? Some insiders believe the screaming match was the final straw, that Harry and William's relationship has passed the point of no return. Others hold out hope that time, distance, and perhaps a shared sense of duty could eventually bring them back together. But here's the harsh reality. Reconciliation isn't just about brotherly love anymore. It's about public image, global media, and the very stability of the monarchy. Every move they make is dissected, every word analyzed. And after a confrontation as explosive as this, neither side seems willing to back down. Let's zoom out for a moment. Jealousy in royal families isn't new. History is full of heirs and spares clashing over power, recognition, and love. From medieval princes to modern monarchs, sibling rivalries have shaped dynasties. For Harry and William, jealousy was inevitable. One was born the heir, destined for the crown. The other was born the spare, forever in the shadows. That imbalance creates pressure, resentment, and eventually explosions like the one we've been exploring. The question is, will this feud simply become another chapter in the long history of royal jealousy? Or will it reshape the monarchy for generations to come? And there you have it, the inside story of Prince Harry allegedly screaming at William during a private, heated argument fueled by jealousy. From Meghan's influence to William's stoic retreat, from palace damage control to the emotional scars left behind, this moment may go down as one of the most defining clashes in modern royal history. But what do you think? Was Harry right to let his emotions out, or did he go too far by attacking his brother like this? And can the monarchy survive when its most famous brothers are at war with each other? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, smash that like button if you want more royal deep dives, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the latest updates on the House of Windsor. Until next time, keep questioning the headlines, and remember, behind the crown, it's just family drama on the biggest stage in the world.